Story number 1, The Ignorant Man. There was a village in a kingdom. There was living a milkman. His name was Dinu. He had built his hut far away from his village, in the woods. He loved the quietness of the woods rather than the noisy atmosphere of the village. He lived in his hut with his 2 cows. He fed them well and took proper care of them. Every day he took the 2 cows to a nearby lake to bath them. The 2 cows gave more milk. With the milk that the 2 cows gave, he earned enough money to live happily. Dinu was an honest man. Though he was content, at times he would be restless. There is so much wrong and evil in this world. Is there nobody to guide the people? This thought made him sad every now and then. One evening, the ignorant man, Dinu, was returning home after selling milk in the village. He saw a saint sitting under a tree and meditating. He slowly walked up to him and waited for the saint to open his eyes. He was happy to be with the saint for some time. He decided to wait there itself till the saint opened his eyes. After a while, the saint slowly opened his eyes. He was surprised to see a man patiently sitting beside him. "What do you want?" asked the saint humbly. "I want to know what the path to truth and piety is." "Where shall I find honesty?" asked Dinu. The saint smiled and said, "Go to the pond nearby and ask the fish the same question. She will give you the answer." Then, as asked to do, the ignorant man, Dinu, went to the nearby pond and asked the same question to the fish. The fish said, "O kind man, first, bring me some water to drink." Dinu was surprised. He said, "You live in water, but you still want water to drink. How strange." At this moment, the fish replied, "You are right. And that gives you the answer to your question as well. Truth, piety and honesty are inside the heart of a man. But being ignorant, he searches for them in the outer world. Instead of wandering here and there, look within yourself and you will find them." This gave an immense satisfaction to Dinu. He thanked the fish and walked home a wiser man. He changed the way in which he saw this world as well as himself. From that day, Dinu never felt restless. He took his best to carry this message to the rest of his fellow human beings. All his friends accepted him as their master and consulted him to overcome their mental problems. He led them properly. Story number 2, The Arrogant Swans. In a faraway kingdom, there was a river. This river was home to many golden swans. The swans spent most of their time on the banks of the river. Every 6 months, the swans would leave a golden feather as a fee for using the lake. The soldiers of the kingdom would collect the feathers and deposit them in the royal treasury. One day, a homeless bird saw the river. "The water in this river seems so cool and soothing. I will make my home here," thought the bird. As soon as the bird settled down near the river, the golden swans noticed her. They came shouting, "This river belongs to us. We pay a golden feather to the king to use this river. You cannot live here. I am homeless, brothers. I too will pay the rent. Please give me shelter," the bird pleaded. "How will you pay the rent? You do not have golden feathers," said the swans, laughing. They further added, "Stop dreaming and leave once." The humble bird pleaded many times. But the arrogant swans drove the bird away. "I will teach them a lesson," decided the humiliated bird. She went to the king and said, "O king, the swans in your river are impolite and unkind. I begged for shelter, but they said that they had purchased the river with golden feathers." The king was angry with the arrogant swans for having insulted the homeless bird. He ordered his soldiers to bring the arrogant swans to his court. In no time, all the golden swans were brought to the king's court. Do you think the royal treasury depends upon your golden feathers? You cannot decide who lives by the river. Leave the river at once or you all will be beheaded, shouted the king. The swans shivered with fear on hearing the king. They flew away never to return. The bird built her home near the river and lived there happily forever. The bird gave shelter to all other birds in the river.